Do you remember that song by Aretha Franklin? R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Well, the other day that song popped into my mind, and it gave me the idea for word today. So let's talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about respect. Respect is spelled. Respect is not spelled R-E-S-T-E-E-K, because that sounds stupid and silly. Here's the correct way to spell respect. Heck, from a song. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Finding out what it needs to be. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Take care, it needs to be. Just a little bit, baby. Just a little bit. Our dictionary gives a very simple definition for respect. Here's what it says. A, B, C, D. E, F, G. H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. Alright, here it is, respect. Right here. You see it? This is the word respect. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Finding out what it needs to be. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Take care, it needs to be. Just a little bit, baby. Just a little bit. Respect. To admire her and have a high option of someone in our family, children are taught to respect their elders. Respected. Now, a feeling of admiration or consideration for someone that makes you take the person seriously. A detail or particular part of something in many respects, Guy's plan is a good one. Regards or greetings, please give my respects to your parents. When we talk about respect, we're really talking about how we treat other people and how we treat ourselves. I remember when I was a child, I was always told, you better respect your elders. Well, I never really understood what that meant. I just knew that if I ever made any smart aleck remarks to people who were older, my mother would get so upset. Respecting people means that we recognize another person's worth. Everybody has some special talent or qualities that make them unique. Well, you have to respect a person for their uniqueness. You have to give a person credit for their talents, because in their own individual way, that person is making a contribution to this world. Respecting someone also means that you recognize that everybody has their own way of doing things. Even though you may not agree with the way other people accomplish their goals, you have to respect a person as an individual. I mean, this world would be a pretty boring place if we all did exactly the same thing. When you really respect someone, you must admire that person too. Maybe that person has a talent that you wish you had. For example, I really admire someone who can play a musical instrument. I respect them for taking the time to master their talent, even though it probably meant many hours of practice and rehearsal. And it's nice when people share their talents with other people. How many times have you heard insiders? How many times have you heard and said to yourself, "Gee, I really respect her for all the work she does"? Or isn't it great how she finds the time to do this or that, and she is so busy? What we're saying is that you respect that person for being who they are. Now remember I said that respect involves other people as well as yourself. Well, let me ask you the $1,000,000 question today. Do you respect yourself? Do you consider yourself in the highest regard? I hope you do by now. You heard some of the letters I've shared with you so far for people who didn't respect themselves or like themselves very much. Well, pity you can sit down and think about it. You could come up with lots of reasons why you are so special. In fact, remember when I asked you to make up of that list about why you were such a terrific person? Well, I hope you saved that list. If you did, get it out and look it over. Don't be surprised at how many worthwhile qualities you really do have. And then you will have a newfound respect for you. I don't want you to be afraid to respect yourself either. I'm saying that we're respectable, but sometimes we're afraid to admit that we could do something well. We're afraid to say to ourselves, "Great job." There's nothing wrong with recognizing your own accomplishments. You know, we are our number one critic and our number one judge. But when we do something outstanding, when we have a talent that's special or unique to us, we just can't bring ourselves to say, "Wow, I really admire you." I want you to get over that fear and look at yourself in a whole new light. I mean, after all, we've been together for 4 months now. 4 whole months. You have hung in there all that time. You made the effort to listen to these videos every day. You changed your lifestyle, as difficult as it may have been. Well, I don't know about you, but I would say that is pretty darn commendable. Finally, with respect comes the realization that you have self-worth. That's what this program is all about. You think enough of yourself to want to make the very best of your life. When you respect yourself, you're saying that you deserve to be in this world, that you have a contribution to me, and that you are not afraid to stand up for yourself. You know, you can't put a price tag on your self-worth because it really is priceless. So don't you ever be afraid to stand up for who you are and give yourself the credit you deserve. Because one thing is for sure, you deserve some RSPECT!